Today marks the first day of the trial of Kimberly Potter, the former police officer who shot and killed Daunte Wright during an attempted arrest. Stay tuned to hear more.
And gas prices could be dropping very soon. We have more on what you need to know.
And TV2 will update you with how the Omicron variant is entering the United States and how it is affecting people.
Season's greetings. TV2 has the latest on what people are doing to prepare for the holiday season.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Portage County, and welcome to your last Wednesday newscast of the year. I'm Anna Louden.
And I'm Erin Sullivan. We begin our coverage with the COVID-19 variants that are starting to affect the United States.
TV2's Jason Cohen has more. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Anna. COVID-19 has been on the rise at Kent State and throughout the United States. Most of these cases are still the Delta variant, but the Omicron variant has now been found in about 1/3 of the states in the U.S. Kent State reported COVID-19 cases have more than doubled from the week of November 21st to the week of November 28th, from 26 to 61. Since July 7, 2020, there have been 2,005 total COVID-19 cases reported at Kent State. In the past 6 weeks, there have been 226 reported COVID-19 cases. As of November 28th, 10 of the on-campus isolation quarantine rooms are in use. This is 3% of the total rooms available. Preliminary lab studies show 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine may not provide sufficient protection against the Omicron coronavirus variant. Samples from people who had 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine saw, on average, a more than 25-fold reduction in neutralization ability against the Omicron variant than the earlier virus. The company said 3 doses are able to neutralize it. About 25% of vaccinated adults in the U.S. have gotten a COVID-19 booster. That's about 48 million people so far, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. However, more than 144 million adults are eligible for a booster. The CDC recommends boosters for adults 6 months after they received a second dose of Moderna or Pfizer. For those who got the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a second shot is recommended after 2 months. Reporting from the Fragan Hall studio, I'm Jason Cohen, TV2 News.
Kent State announced their annual Martin Luther King celebration. Kent's Commemorative Events Planning Committee is welcoming university divisions, departments, and student organizations to submit programming activities and events for the celebration. The event will also feature keynote speaker, award-winning documentary filmmaker Dawn Porter. She has produced many award-winning films, including Netflix's 4-hour original series, Bobby Kennedy for President. The event is planned for Thursday, January 27th, 2022. And 6 artists and art organizations have been selected by the Knight Foundation to share $400,000 in grants. One of the winners is Kent State's own Wick Poetry Center, set to receive $125,000. The foundation says the money is meant to help bring the organization's ideas to life. The Poetry Center will use some of the money for their Mapping Akron, a poetic exploration of home project, where they will have interactive poetic map of Akron displayed in pop-up exhibits across the city.
And Main Street Kent has installed a new Kent public art piece on North Water Street in downtown Kent just before the Fairchild Bridge. A grant was secured from Ohio Arts Council to help pay for the project. The Main Street Kent Design Committee partnered with Each plus Every and collaborated to make the structure and graphics. The piece was unveiled over the weekend at the Festival of Lights celebration. And State Representative Gail Pavliga announced dozens of jobs and millions in annual payroll for a new project in Ravenna from LG Chem American Inc. The initiative comes from Jobs Ohio and was approved by the Ohio Tax Authority as they reviewed multiple economic development proposals. LG Chem expects to create 72 full-time positions and $4.7 million in new annual payroll as a result of the new project. And Goodwill of Akron closed all of their stores in 5 counties, including its stores in Portage County today, after receiving threats yesterday. The store says they want to ensure the safety of their customers and donors.
The company received 4 threats total, 2 by phone and 2 by email. They are currently awaiting instructions from the police while they investigate. Goodwill employees were told to stay alert while law enforcement looks into the issue.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, I was gonna say it is getting chilly outside, so you should probably get an affordable jacket from Goodwill, but that is unfortunate news to hear. But how's the weather looking today in Kent? Currently in Kent, the weather is pretty chilly, but not as bad as we've seen in the past. Sitting at 29 degrees right now with pretty cloudy skies. And even though it's pretty misleading, because it may say it's 29 degrees, but it actually feels like 22 degrees. So make sure you bundle up tight and stay warm out there, because it's definitely not going to be too warm. But then moving into the hourly forecast, the temperatures are going to drop just slightly to 28 degrees, and it's going to remain partly cloudy throughout 10 o'clock p.m. here. But then as we creep into midnight, the clouds are going to make way for some clear skies, and it's going to be looking pretty nice. So going to be having a pretty nice evening here. Let's take a look at the northeastern Ohio temperatures now, shall we? Overall, it's pretty much the same. We're sitting at high 20s to low 30s here. Overall across the state, slightly warmer here down in the southeastern side of northeastern Ohio, but overall temperatures are staying pretty stable, relatively the same all across this part of the state here. All right, that's all for me for right now. This has been Michael Vicario. We'll have more weather in minutes.
A man was arrested after setting a 50-foot tree on fire in Manhattan. More on this when TV2 returns.
Let's talk 7-day forecast. I'll have that and more when TV2 News returns. Thanks. Was I on camera?
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
A former police officer will be standing trial today in Minneapolis after being involved in the death of a young black man, Dante Wright.
CNN's Britt Conway breaks down what we can expect in the trial of Kim Potter.
April 11th, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. A traffic stop turns into an attempted arrest, but then a struggle. But it wasn't a taser. 20-year-old Dante Wright was killed.
This is a taser. But no, my nephew was killed with this, a Glock.
The officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet.
That officer, Kim Potter, a 26-year veteran of the force who resigned 2 days later. She was charged with second-degree manslaughter. A few months after that, an additional charge, first-degree manslaughter for reckless handling of a firearm. Opening statements are set to begin today. If she's found guilty, she could face up to 15 years in prison on one charge and 10 years on the other. This body camera video will likely play a central role in the trial.
That chest cam footage is extremely disturbing, but it is her best defense. And the camera really does indicate she thought she pulled her taser.
Ultimately, that'll be up to the jury, who will be seated in the same jury box as the people who convicted former officer Derek Chauvin.
I'm not a bad guy, man. In the car. I'm not a bad guy.
In the death of George Floyd.
It really comes down to how they feel about policing.
A complicated issue in this country and in this courtroom. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
And gas prices are expected to decrease. We're excited to hear the news too. When January 2022 hits, prices are supposed to be down to a national average of $3 per gallon and continue falling based on global oil production outpacing demand next year. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, this comes after having our highest national average since 2014 at $3.90 during the month of November.
Police arrested a man who allegedly set a 50-foot tree on fire outside of the Fox News studio in Manhattan earlier today. According to police, 49-year-old Craig Tanmanaha is homeless and had a lighter in his possession. He faces several charges, including arson, reckless endangerment, and criminal mischief. Police are currently investigating possible motives for starting the fire. No injuries were reported.
And Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont launched a $2.7 million fund to enhance mental health services at higher education institutions. The money going to colleges in Connecticut will help support student mental health services following the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The program is expected to benefit 130,000 undergraduate students across 28 different colleges and universities. Well, this is our last time talking weather this semester. I saw little flurries today.
I know, some stuck on my jacket. What do you have about that, Michael?
Yeah, so we did have a little bit of snow, and we will have a little bit more later this week. But how are things looking right now in the state? That's the question. It's actually quite different than how it looked in northeastern Ohio. As you can see, northeastern is sitting around low 30s, high 20s, but the rest of the state is very different. And you may have noticed the outlier there is Dayton and Cincinnati sitting at 36 and 38 degrees, which is really surprising. You know, it's the same state, but the temperature is almost 10 degrees different, which is really fascinating to see. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And moving forwards, let's take a look at the radar here. How's it looking across Ohio here? Overall, it's looking great. Clear skies, not as much snow as we had earlier today. Although, as you can see, I know it's kind of hard to see because it looks like the lake, but there is a little bit of snow right here coming through the area, but that should pass by very quickly, and we should have clear skies after that. Now, how's the rest of the week looking here? As you can see, the temperatures are extremely varied and very surprising considering we're going into the middle of December. The temperatures are going to increase gradually going into the weekend here. Going to be cloudy Thursday and Friday, 50 degrees, an 11-degree bump there on Friday, and an additional 11 degrees on Saturday. We are sitting at 61 degrees on Saturday with some early rain, and what really is strange here is that it's a low of 29, so very different there. Things going to chill down a little bit here moving into the start of next week, but we're going to have tons of sun to go around, and we're going to be ending the week with some nice temperature in the 50s. Alrighty, so that is all from me. To stay informed with all things Kent weather, visit kentwire.com/weather. This has been Michael Vicario, your Wednesday newscast weather anchor, signing off for the last time this semester. Stay warm and safe, Portage County.
Thanks, Michael. The pandemic is causing health concerns for many Americans. COVID is now believed to be the cause of a rise in blood pressure rates among men and women, but especially in women.
It's a rising problem. Blood pressure soared in U.S. adults during the pandemic compared to previous years, according to a new study published in the journal Circulation.
High blood pressure, even small increases in blood pressure, increase our risk for strokes, heart attacks, heart failure, and kidney disease.
Dr. Luke Laffin is co-director of the Center for Blood Pressure Disorders at Cleveland Clinic and helped author the study. The researchers looked at records of nearly 500,000 adults and found blood pressure significantly rose among all adults studied between April and December 2020 compared to the previous year, but the most elevated levels were in women.
We don't really know the reason for that. However, there is clearly certain factors that may be playing a role that we can hypothesize, such as the undue burden that was placed on women with school closures, perhaps making sure their children were doing remote learning appropriately.
Laffin says causes of high blood pressure include alcohol, decreased exercise, excess weight, and too much salt. He says many Americans were also bypassing doctor appointments at the beginning of the pandemic and not filling prescriptions.
So this combination of factors really created a mix of factors that worsened blood pressure.
Laffin says researchers want to follow those studied throughout the next year to see if the high blood pressure trend continues. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, so TV2 has a bit of history behind this traditional holiday message for you.
And the Kent State women's basketball. Find out more about the game when we come back.
Roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage! Spell.
No way a roll like that doesn't hit a level 1 goblin.
I have 7.
You gotta be kidding
Oh my
me.
god!
Seriously,
What
it's
is
just
going
a baby
on?
goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games to anime and more.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
Go watch All Systems Go.
I gotta tell Michaela.
What?
Oh my gosh!
That you would not believe.
What?
Oh, the blurb's on at 9 on Tuesdays.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Matt Corrali, and here's what's happening in the wide world of sports. The Kent State women's basketball team will begin a homestand at the Mack Center tonight against Duquesne. The Golden Flashes are coming off of a 64-53 win at St. Bonaventure on Friday as they held their opponent to under 55 points for the third time this season. You can catch the game tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN3. Switching things on the floor from the girls to the guys, the men's basketball team will face Detroit Mercy at the Mack Center tomorrow. The Golden Flashes are looking to find the win column as they drop their last game to Towson Tuesday night. It's also holiday night at the Mack Center as fans are encouraged to wear their favorite ugly sweater and spread some holiday cheer throughout the city. Kent State will head to Morgantown, West Virginia to face the Mountaineers on December 12th at 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Finally tonight, Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud has been named one of the 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy Monday night. Other finalists include Alabama quarterback Bryce Young, Michigan defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, and Pitt quarterback Kenny Pickett. The winner for college football's best player will be announced on Saturday at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And that will wrap things up here at Sports. For more TV2 Sports content, you can follow at TV2 Sports on all social media platforms. I'm Matt Corrali, and we thank you for tuning in all semester long. Good night.
And the giving season is in full swing. Find out what the National Day is tomorrow and how you can participate.
Hayden, I can't speak. Who's gonna do the commercial if I can't speak?
I mean, I think the obvious decision is that I'm going to be the voice. I am, an ex-theater major.
Whatever, an ex-theater major. I am a theater major.
I have a theater performance minor. Mine is just as important.
I bring the entertainment to this show, so go ahead.
Obviously, it should be me, because ain't nobody as fierce as I am.
Oh, no. It should be me, because I'm a freshman. And obviously, freshmen are more important, right?
No, it should be us because we're the oldest.
Exactly. And we have Andy Joe. Hello.
Everybody wait. The only voice that should end this commercial is the College Voice, Fridays at 2 p.m. Now say it with me.
Watch the College Voice on Fridays at 2 p.m.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
It's National Christmas Card Day tomorrow, which makes it the perfect day for spreading holiday cheer. Christmas cards have been a tradition for years. Used to send updates to loved ones and simply wish them a Merry Christmas. Christmas cards first started being sent in the 1840s, so spread some holiday cheer with Christmas Card Day tomorrow.
Of course, cards won't be the only thing delivered this holiday season. The holiday shopping and shipping season is in full swing.
And with many people doing most of their holiday shopping online this December, package thieves may be looking to take advantage of the increase in deliveries and swiping your Christmas goodies faster than Santa getting down the chimney. In today's Consumer Watch, 5 tips to protect your deliveries from porch pirates.
'Tis the season. As holiday gift packages are being delivered to homes across the country, experts warn porch pirates are busy this time of year.
People are just grabbing anything. So sometimes you might just have socks coming and think, why would somebody steal that? They're not stealing socks, they're stealing whatever's in that package.
A survey from the National Retail Federation finds consumers have a strong preference for online shopping, with 57% of them stating they plan to buy gifts online this season. And all those deliveries make a tempting target for thieves. Security expert Douglas Parisi says these 5 steps could help ensure packages on your doorstep don't get stolen.
There's a lot of things that we can do to be proactive that don't cost a lot of money.
Number 1, keep your packages out of sight, which brings us to number 2. Update the delivery instructions and choose a drop-off location other than the front porch, like the backyard or side door.
Sometimes just have a trash can on the side of a house or something like that and indicate there's a red trash can or there's a red bin over there.
Number 3, have it delivered to a neighbor's house if they'll be home when the packages arrive, or have it delivered to work. Number 4, put up a sign.
But when they walk up there and all of a sudden they see a sign that says smile on camera, even if you don't have a camera, they're still going to pause and probably walk the other way.
And finally, track your package and turn on delivery notifications. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And what's a Wednesday newscast without this day in history? On December 8th, 1960, John Lennon, a former of the Beatles, was shot and killed by an obsessive fan in New York City. The 40-year-old was entering his Manhattan apartment when Mark Chapman shot him 4 times at a close range. Chapman had received an autograph from Lennon earlier that day. Lennon is remembered as one of rock's most influential songwriters and poets.
Award-winning rapper Nicki Minaj turns 39 years old today. Over the years of her career, Minaj influenced the rap industry by becoming one of rap's most popular artists. Fans celebrated the super bass rapper's birthday by posting their favorite Nicki Minaj moments on social media using the hashtag Happy Birthday Nicki, Happy Birthday to the Queen. So is Nicki Minaj the queen of rap?
I think she used to be.
She's definitely the self-proclaimed, but
yeah.
I don't really have an opinion on that.
Is her name really Onika?
I think so.
Wait, so Nicki's, is that just a stage name?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I'm pretty sure it's Onika, because in Super Bass she's like, my name's Onika, but you can call me Nick.
Spilling all her secrets on her birthday.
Wow. It's all coming
That
together.
makes sense.
I know like her 2012 songs, but I haven't kept up.
Me too.
Well, this wraps up your final Wednesday newscast for the semester on TV2.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit KentWired.com and visit us on social media at KentWired. Until next semester, I'm Erin Sullivan.
Be sure to write us a 5-star review on Yelp and tune in next semester. For the final time of 2021, I'm Anna Louden. See you in 2022.
We discovered they're a unique mix of all kinds of things. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Your favorite weekly music show just got even better. We are now online serving all the needs of your favorite music media. You can check out our site for editorials and reviews from our writing staff featuring headline news and stellar illustrations from our design team. In the mood for your favorite artists? Check out links to our past episodes on this new and brilliant site. We are now one click away at KentCoreTV2.com. We are Kent Core. We are music-driven media.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be, with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.